In 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I've got a music bed. What? I think it worked. Oh, yeah. I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
And welcome to the Jana and Jason podcast. I don't know if you can see the screen, but we actually have someone in the virtual studio with us.
Yes, a dear friend.
Not only a dear friend, I would call him more than a dear friend. He literally lived beside us for how many years?
10 years at least. But the thing is, so many people don't even know their neighbors. And that just shocked me.
I thought you were going to say so many people don't even know their dear friends.
Well, so when I moved to Central Florida, one thing that I realized is that a lot of people that are living in Central Florida don't even know their own neighbors.
That is true. I have to say we're a little different in that way because our neighbors become our friends. And it just works for us that way. I think it's because as we walk the dog, we see the neighbors and it becomes almost proximity becomes easy.
Yeah, and they're better
and maybe
shoppers
that
and
makes
cooks.
us. Oh, that's true. That's true. Maybe it makes us, though, lazy friends. But before I go any further, I have to introduce Bobby Kid. Bobby, welcome.
Bobby.
Hey guys, hey Jana, hey Jason.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
You want to go fast?
That's a Ricky Bobby joke if for anyone
I get the text
listening.
message every time from Jason that way.
Oh,
That's right.
Speaking of cooking, okay, so Bobby lived next to us for at least a decade, and we had this one neighbor on that was a fantastic chef, and she would cook
great.
Vietnamese,
Asian, French fusion, stuff like that. Asian French fusion, and it was just incredible, wasn't it?
It was so good. We would go over there and literally have these 10-course meals. I mean, it was like, you know, like the French have several course meals.
10-course meals. On cooked for us 10 times, probably.
And do you remember when On and Michael got married at their house?
Oh, yeah.
And we threw the wedding in the cul-de-sac.
Oh, my
do you
God.
remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That was
Can
a party.
I tell you something funny?
Yes.
About that wedding? Okay, so, Michael was Jewish and An was Asian. She was Vietnamese.
Okay.
So anyway, all the people were in the cul-de-sac and the chairs and everything. And they said, Bobby, go see if anybody wants anything. So I go, okay, let me go see what's on the thing, the buffet.
Okay.
And we had a huge spread buffet. You remember that?
Oh, of course.
And I go back and I say, okay, there's pate and there's blah, 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 blah. And they're like, nah, we don't want any stuff. Just get us some vegetables. So I go back up and I'm getting the vegetables. And this guy goes, why, you're getting a lot of vegetables? I said, yeah, I'm getting it for that table. And they were older, right?
Uh-huh.
And he goes, oh, get them some of this chicken livers. I said, no, they said they didn't want pate. And he goes, you called it pate? He goes, no, go back. Call it chicken livers. They'll go crazy over it. I said, they got chicken livers up there. Everybody's like, oh, give me the chicken livers. Give me the chicken livers. He goes, it'll kill them, but they love it. So anyways, that was hilarious.
Funny.
They went crazy. Second,
Who
third,
knew?
fourth of chicken livers. So call it chicken livers.
So don't
right.
call it pate.
They're not French.
Call it chicken livers.
They're Asian or they're
Right.
Jewish, but they're not French. So don't call it pate.
Yeah.
Well, I have a confession to make about that wedding because An asked if we would be so kind to have the flamingos in our driveway because we all lived on
remember that.
this cul-de-sac. It was almost like Knott's Landing. I don't know if you remember the old
I remember the
soap
commercials.
opera
I
Knott's
just
Landing.
never watched it.
All right, well, they all lived on this cul-de-sac, and that's how it was in our old neighborhood. And On said, hey, would you mind having the flamingos in your driveway? And I was like, sure. And I went to work, which was at Real Radio 104.1, and I told all of Orlando that I was going to have flamingos in my driveway.
I love flamingos.
And I was like, I don't know what that means. Do I need a fence for them? And I had people calling in saying, I could provide a fence for your driveway to keep the flamingos safe because I didn't want them to get run over in the street. Right. And it turned out it was flamingo dancers. Flamenco.
Which I knew nothing about.
We had flamenco dancers, remember?
Yes, it was my mistake. I didn't understand On's accent. And when she asked me if she could have the flamingos in our driveway, I was like, sure, we'll put the birds in our driveway.
We want to be good neighbors, and anything step up from the dunk tank is good.
Yeah, whatever we can do to help, right?
That was fantastic. We had we had the sushi chefs. Say that 5 times fast.
Sushi chefs.
We had them come out from Shari.
Oh.
And they
sushi chef from Shari.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Exactly. I mean, these were legit parties. And what Jason's talking about over there, when he was in the dunk tank at the Pirates of the Cul-de-Sac.
It sounds... Okay, wait.
Pirates of the Cul-de-Sac, the Halloween party. Whenever we can have a dunk tank,
stop for a second, because it sounds like we're making this stuff up. But we didn't. We had this combination of neighbors, and none of us had kids. And we literally,
Until one of us did.
We had parties. That's what we did at that time. Mm-hmm. We would get together, we would pool our resources, and we would have these phenomenal parties. So Bobby's talking about the Pirates of the Cul-de-Sac.
And every couple took on a different thing, whether it was your trainer did the haunted house. Okay. And he had Foley systems and everything. Jason got the fireworks. We had the band Aerosmith. Jason got in the dunk tank, and that was kind of like walking the plank. And since I was a kid, I always wanted to throw, stuff at the dunk tank, but I was one of 6, so we didn't have a lot of money, so we could never have it. So I said, we are having the dunk tank, and I can throw as much as I wanted.
Bobby, go sit on the edge of the tub. We're going to throw things at you until you fall in.
And he was talking trash to all the kids in the neighborhood, and it was phenomenal. And we had, did I mention, I said the fireworks. We walled off the entire cul-de-sac.
We did.
It's like kids would say, okay, where are we meeting this year to go trick-or-treating? Okay, we're going to meet in the at the cul-de-sac.
Yes, right. We had a name, and we started with the.
That's right.
When you're important, you start with the. You are the Bobby Kid.
That's probably why people started calling me the Shelfer. I don't know, maybe.
It was so fun.
Wanted to put the warnings out that there would be some werewolf or pig on the loose or something.
That was my birthday.
No, that was the year that we put signs up all over the neighborhood, and we called you Jack. We called you Jack, and we said that Jack was on the loose, and we had a picture of you in this really scary monster costume. Pigman Jack. And then we said, if you're not scared of Pigman Jack, then you don't know Jack.
That's right.
That was the saying.
It was hilarious. The sound system we had and everything. And thank goodness, no neighbors complained. They were all invited.
Because they were all there. That was the beauty of it, is they were guilty by association. They couldn't wait to be there. In fact, I had neighbors that were bringing over alcohol and Bloody Mary mix. Do you remember that one neighbor who swore he didn't drink, but then every week before the party, he would bring over Bloody Mary mix and say, don't tell my wife I'm here, but I thought I'd donate this to the party.
And make sure this is available. Yeah, well, so about throwing the parties and not having kids, I think one of the things for me, and this is kind of where things have evolved, is that we did these things because A, they were fun, B, they brought the community together, And it was a way to give and serve, and everybody had it was good for all. Does that make sense? So it served a purpose for us. It served a purpose for the people that came. And
it was just good fun.
Everybody had fun.
Good,
so
wholesome fun.
And that's how I love to live, because I think when you have those win-wins, it's amazing. And that's how life can be.
Until that one trick-or-treater said a naughty word in the haunted house, and Jason said, "Give me your Halloween candy."
Well, there's always the people that want to be the crabs in the bucket and pull you down. And I don't settle for crabs in the bucket.
Yeah, and just to finish that story.
I don't care if you're 9 years old or not.
We woke up the next morning, we had a pillowcase full of 10 pounds of candy.
About 9 pounds.
It was over 9. Okay, well, you were eating it then throughout the night.
Jason gained 9 pounds.
Yeah. So, Bobby, what are you up to these days? What's going on?
I've been in the hospitality industry for the past almost 30 years down here in Orlando.
Which is tough right now. Tough right now with COVID, right?
Yeah, well, everybody got furloughed or something like that. And I've always been in a situation. Oh, before I go there, I want to mention something else. None of us had kids, but all of us ended up with kids, didn't we?
Yeah. Isn't that
student? We took in a little girl from Vietnam, and we ended up raising kids to go along with what Jason was saying. We all did play the parents for a long time and got to experience teenagers.
I want to say something there too, is I do think that we all evolved as humans. We all evolved as humans, and we all were kind of on the same path. And we all were together in that cul-de-sac at a certain time in our life. We had fun together, but then we all kind of went our separate ways. And you're right, we all ended up kind of on the same journey. And what's even more ironic, and I want to just share this with anyone that's listening, is that our foreign exchange student and Bobby's child that he ended up adopting, they ended up becoming friends at West Orange High School. And so then last year we ended up being friends. We ended up reconnecting and throwing as parents and throwing parties for these 17 and 18-year-old girls.
That's great. Over at your place, we played
Family Feud. We played games.
Oh my gosh! And all these kids
homemade Family Feud,
and you guys were phenomenal entertainers. And I got to tell you, when it comes to parties, you guys threw the best parties to bring people together. You were in that a cappella group Yella for a while. Yeah. You had your group over, and the neighbors all came over, and next thing you know, we were all a cappella singers. we didn't have a voice like you had, but I mean, they just let us sing. It was almost like karaoke. It didn't matter what we sounded like. We sounded much better when we were in that group, though, because their voices made us sound better. And we did the
I remember when you would just bring your guitar, Bobby, and you would sit out in the driveway and we'd all just start singing. It was just fun. It was fun to just kumbaya together.
Sometimes you just
do you remember when we did the whodunit party?
The murder mystery
party, and everybody had their part. And we all had these little notes that you passed out that said, okay, when you get there, you have to meet so-and-so and ask them about the such and such. And everybody had their little lines, and you had to go through the whole night and figure out what happened. I think we killed Jason off first.
We did.
And he was done for the night.
We did.
I mean, it wasn't fair. It was almost like that night we did the escape room, right? And you invited everybody over, and we told Jason we were doing an escape room. What it turned out to be is we just put a blindfold him and locked him in the closet.
Yeah, that was a fun night. For 3 hours, I'm like, how do I get out of this closet?
Great.
And why does it sound like everyone else is already out?
Honey, you're out of the closet now. That's all that matters.
Whoa. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Do you know know so many people come to me though and say that was one of the best parties ever because the bartender even ended up getting in on the game, and she started like giving drinks to people that would give her clues. Do you remember that, Bobby?
Oh, yeah, everybody was dressed up like what, the 20s, 30s?
Yes, it was the
Roaring 20s.
Yes,
Yeah.
and oh my gosh, that was so great, and it was a whodunit. You had to figure out who killed Jason.
Yep.
That was the murder mystery. Oh,
It was a fun. It was amazing party.
yeah. We might need to reenact that. We might need to do that one again.
Those
We'll get
were
some
great.
insurance.
Maybe
this time.
invite some listeners to come in on the whole gig.
Oh, that would be fun.
Wouldn't that be fun? Maybe we could get a sponsor. Ooh, I'm thinking now. All right, well, okay, so let's go back. Bobby, what are you up to these days?
So COVID and everything put so many people out of business. And all my life, I've been a person that says, okay, if something takes me down, I want to figure out a way to take it down, right?
Oh.
So
That sounds like a military mindset.
Yeah.
there you go. Hua. So I said, one of my friends was doing a lot of research, and he researched something and found something that's spectacular that nobody really knows about.
Okay,
And it
you've got me
needs to get-
intrigued. What is it?
It needs to get out there. There is a technology that was developed with NASA. They use it on the International Space Station. Okay. And it enables everybody, all these businesses to open up their business confidently at 100%
Okay.
capacity. The product is tested and verified by the FDA
Okay.
to remove 99.9% of contaminants, including COVID, from the air. And here's the big part, okay? The air and all surfaces.
What?
Yes. It's continuously 24/7, 365 days a year, and it attacks and destroys recontamination. See, if you know about a HEPA filter that captures air and blows out purified air, it's not like that. It's not like that. People think it's a HEPA filter, and they go, okay, well, it sucks in air and it blows out, but it has to capture stuff. It can't capture stuff on surfaces and things. So this sucks in any bad contaminants, but it blows out. Think about me spraying Lysol continuously on your body, your face, the surfaces and everything without ozone or chemical.
Not the face, Bobby. Keep it out of the eyes. Nah.
So what happens is this thing is called Active Pure. And Active Pure.
Active Pure. Spell that for me. ACTI.
Yes. ACTIVEPURE. Active Pure.
Okay.
One word. It is in the Space Technology Hall of Fame. The things that are in the Space Technology Hall of Fame, Jana and Jason, are the cochlear ear implant. And if you ever watched one of those videos of the lady that never heard before and they put the implants in her ear.
And then she starts crying.
If you didn't cry in that video, I cannot be your friend because I was bawling. Okay. That's in the Space Technology Hall of Fame. GPS, we use it every day. GPS is in the Space Technology Hall of Fame. The pacemaker is in the Space Technology Hall of Fame. There are only 75 technologies that are in the Space Technology Hall of Fame. And we were inducted into the Space Technology Hall of Fame in 2017 for Active Pure. And what it does is it sucks in the air, but it creates hydroblasters that shoot out into the air, which in a room, it constantly, if you can picture a smoke machine, just billowing smoke. How long is it going to take to fill up your entire house or a room?
Not long. Okay. That's why firefighters have such a hard time working.
So this machine it's the size of your computer tower. Okay. And it'll fill up your entire house.
So people can put this in their house or in their business or in their restaurant or in their doctor's office, their bank.
Hospitals use it. Nearly 30 professional baseball teams use it in their offices and their locker rooms.
Oh.
and it totally decontaminates all the surfaces and the air in a room 99.9%. Now, everybody has to say 99.9%. If you read Lysol, it says
Right. 99.9%.
But people love to watch somebody going around and spraying stuff and wiping down.
So it could even go in schools. It could go in Disney
it goes
World.
in schools now. It goes in schools. We were in negotiations with Epcot. Disney has its own thing, scare, we're
Nice.
All this. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
It is approved by and verified by the FDA. It's so healthy to have this machine in your home, in your school. It kills the black mold, all this stuff, which it has. And if you look up activepure.com, activepure.com, and go down to the bottom where it says newsroom, you'll see all the restaurants, all the dentists, all the places that have it, but nobody is aware that this thing exists. And you don't need all the Lysol and all the other things. It goes anywhere the air does, Jana.
Okay, biggest question, because here's my biggest beef. We just came back from the store. My thing is the mask. I'm so tired of wearing the mask. And when we leave the store, the first thing I do is rip that mask off because it's like wearing a bra on my face. And Jason's always like, "What's it like when you wear a bra all day?" And the first thing I do is I just want to take it off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think it's
you really took that mask thing in a whole nother direction.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to fit in your mask. It's pretty heavy.
We went from filtering air to burning bras.
Do they make one that fits in your mask?
Stop it. No, we're not talking about putting this machine in your mask. But if grocery stores had this machine, then would people need to wear a mask?
It makes... If somebody sneezes in your face, yes. So they're always going to say, wear a mask, wear a mask, wear a mask.
But it would help with the contaminants in the air.
But yes, ActiPure will literally, if you're in a restaurant, it will decontaminate your customers. It'll get in the mask. It'll decontaminate their service pets, their service dogs and service ponies and all that stuff. It will decontaminate the carpet.
What about churches? I think maybe churches need this too.
One of the things right now is you have a time frame between services and between being able to seat a table and having your previous customer there in a restaurant, let's just say. So theoretically, I think one of the go forwards has been you finish your customers, they leave, you wipe down the table. You're supposed to let it sit for X number of minutes before
90 seconds.
Yeah. However, if you are using this technology, it sounds like because air is already everywhere and this is already sanitized, then you really just are doing the normal pre-COVID wipe down and going forward.
It destroys, yes, Jason, you hit the nail on the head. It destroys recontamination in real time. What that means is it doesn't use chemicals or ozone. It decontaminates or recontamination in real time, which means if I go in and I touch the table, within a few seconds, that is decontaminated, okay? Because it's already in the air. So picture yourself walking through a room of smoke. It's everywhere. It's inside the drawers. It's in the napkins.
Yeah,
it's in the carpet. It's in your hair. It's in your nostrils. It's in your mask. It goes everywhere air can go and destroys the coronavirus. Not only that, but I mean, the coronavirus is like the smallest. You're talking about mold, mildew. And NASA used to use this for to keep their plants alive longer and stuff like that. So if a restaurant actually used this, you're talking about it helps their food to not spoil as fast.
Keeps that bread
because
fresh.
Remember, have you ever had, you came home with a loaf of bread, you left it out for a couple days, and what happens, right?
I come from home with a hot sandwich from a fast food restaurant, and one of the buns is hard.
Well,
I'm like, what the heck did you serve me?
Publix, within a couple days, you start seeing green mold on it. With this machine, that doesn't happen because it's in the air, it's in the bag, it's under the surfaces, it gets under the table. There's no way that the protocols that restaurants and churches and things like that are taking or come anywhere close to this.
Wait, churches like
it
fried chicken? Because I didn't think they had protocol.
It might be worth getting one just so that we can leave our food out.
Hey, your pets, if you have a cat and they have a litter box and you put this in your home, it's continuously killing all that bacteria and everything that comes from the litter box that goes when they jump on the counters to the chairs, you touch them. Now, the FDA...
What about odors? Does it kill odors?
That goes away with it. Yes, that's part of it.
Yeah, because odor is nothing more than small particles carrying the smell of what they've been in.
Exactly. Yeah. So one of the things too is this company spent millions and millions of dollars going in and putting COVID on the bottoms of door handles, on, underneath tables and all these places. Then they come back in the room and they test it. And the FDA has said it works. 99.9, because that's as much as they can say.
So they tried it 1,000 times.
And there was all that COVID, all the viruses, the COVID-2. Oh, and by the way, you know what else?
What?
Get this.
What?
We don't say it until the test has been done. But when COVID-25 comes out.
COVID-25. Wait, are you talking about in 2025?
This is already
the new virus.
The viruses, all that has to happen is you got to go through more testing to say, yes, it in fact does the next thing as well, and the next thing. And that's what happened when COVID-19 came out. They already had it for COVID-2 and all these other things, the FDA approval, but they had to say, okay, we got to run tests on COVID-19 to ensure it kills COVID-19. Did it destroy COVID-19? Absolutely. Now, these restaurants could be open right now. They don't have to separate 6 feet.
So why aren't they? Why aren't they then? Why aren't they using this? So why don't they know about this?
Because the ones that do know about it have an advantage over everybody else too.
It's almost like people are going to feel safe. Like when all the toilet paper ran out?
Yes.
What did toilet paper have to do with COVID?
Nothing until it ran out.
Nothing until it ran out, exactly. But people went into hysteria.
Okay? Yeah, we were two of them.
They want to see people wiping down a surface and spraying it with Lysol, okay, which is a harmful chemical. And they want to see, bleach the entire place and do all this. Well, nobody can possibly do that. But with Active Pure, what it does is it continuously does exactly that. But you can't see it because it is entirely in the air. I've had people say, well, how do you know it's working if you can't see it? I said, well, let me come in here and blast a smoke machine, okay? And you'll see how quick the smoke machine fills up this room. But all that is what we have with Active Pure. It actually is great to breathe. It's great to breathe. And it gets on all surfaces. Anywhere air can contact, it gets into and safely disinfects that air and surfaces. It's not a HEPA filter that's capture based, that has to capture things in the air.
I love that.
It also shoots it out and sprays everywhere. And people are like, well, what if it doesn't get around the corner? It does, just like a smoke machine.
Yeah.
It gets around the corner. It goes down the hall.
It goes in those crevices, in those cracks.
Everywhere.
It's like a fart in a station wagon.
Fart in a station wagon.
So if we just had these, you could go to your hairdresser, you could go to your dentist, you could go to the
You could go back to normalcy. You could get back to your life.
And NASA uses it now. It's used at the Pentagon. It's used at Ground Zero, at the Ground Zero Memorial, at the Liberty Bell Memorial. It's used at a lot of places through the government. Okay.
Bobby, how do people get a hold of you? How do people find this machine from you? How do they get this?
Look, first of all, so you know it's nothing big. That's about the size of the machine. That's about the size of your computer tower. That's a nice little thing to put in your house, right? And this stuff sprays out this stuff constantly, okay? It's BK, like Bobby Kid, BK, Active Pure 2020 at gmail.com.
BK Active Pure 2020.
Yes, and you see?
Yep. BK
NASA,
Active Pure 2020.
Space Technology Hall of Fame, and it's called Active Pure.
All right. Thank you, Bobby. It was so fun to just reminisce and catch up with you. And we wish you the best. I absolutely love the fact that you are taking a virus that is trying to take down the hospitality industry, and you're going to take it down. I love that.
We're going to take it down. We just need people to say, let's get on board with this, and we're going to take it down.
I love it.
It's going to open up businesses. All your friends go back to work. Everybody lives a normal life, and everything's beautiful, just like the show.
No, I think it's ooh. What's your saying? Ooh-rah?
Ooh-ah.
Ooh-ah. Excuse me.
Ooh-ah is Marines. Ooh-ah is...
Ooh-ah. Happy Veterans Day.
Army Ranger. Yeah, thanks for your service.
Yeah. Yes.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure.
My pleasure. Thanks again for joining us. This is the Jana and Jason podcast. I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
Oh, there's my music. Did it go? No. Oh, you know why? Hold on. Here's my music. I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Have a great
Bobby.
day.